If you need to take important notes at a meeting, maybe you're a musician and you're always thinking of different lyrics or ideas that you can use in songs, or maybe you need a really slick little spy recording device, I got something for you today. This comes from a company called Umevo. It is the Note AI voice recorder. Welcome back, I'm Tony, and I've always got ideas. There's always something that's ruminating in my head, and I'm like, oh, okay, so I'll take out my phone. And sometimes I don't like to do voice memos on my iPhone for some reason. It's just, I don't know, I like to write notes. But with something like this, you can put your ideas out there, and then it will actually summarize them, give you several different formats. We'll get into that in just a minute. And the other thing is, well, you know what? I put one of these tiny, as a matter of fact, let me see if I have it here still. I put this little guy on here, a year ago or something like that. It is a magnetic voice recording device. For some reason, it's one of the top videos on here, and I think that's because people have a need for these things. I don't know if it's because I put in there that you could use it for spying. Listen, I tell you what, there are all kinds of situations. I don't want to use the word spying, but maybe you want to place this thing in an inconspicuous place, because look at this. This is really, it's very, very small. Comes in this little leather case, but that is how big this thing is. I mean, it is really, really small. And well, with this little case, it's magnetic. So I mean, you can just pop this somewhere, and it's basically on all the time. It's got super long hours to it. As long as your phone is within Bluetooth distance of it, you can trigger it to record, or you can just tell it to record, because I think it's got like 10 hours of record time on it. Well, let's get a little bit into this thing. It is called the Umevo AI voice recorder with app control, AI transcription, summarization, and mind maps. Portable AI note-taking device with case, 64 gigabytes of memory, recording for calls, speeches, meetings, interviews. This one is blue, and that's the one that I'm looking at right now. So yeah, I mean, even calls, because there's a little switch on here. By the way, this little case right here is magnetic, pops right on the back of your phone. I've got an iPhone which has the MagSafe on there, but if it doesn't, you've got a little ring right here, and you can put that on this, and you'd be able to use this on your Android phone that doesn't have MagSafe. There's a little switch that's right here, and you just switch it over there, and now there's red right there, and it actually says at the top, call. You can just put this thing on your phone, and it will record the phone call for you and transcribe it. So that's pretty cool. It's actually in stock on Amazon right now for $149.99. And you might think, oh geez, that's a lot more than say this little thing right here that I think was like 30 bucks. But then again, that's a little piece of plastic, a little bit conspicuous. It's like the size of a credit card. Let me pull this out of here again real quick. Yeah, absolutely. The size of a credit card. Doesn't need to be in that case or anything. You can just toss it on a table someplace. If you were trying to be inconspicuous, I bet nobody would even notice this thing. They wouldn't even know what it was if they picked it up, unless they saw that it said recording. I guess that might be the first clue, but pretty cool. Now, if you've been looking into AI note takers, you usually have to pay for a subscription, and this one you will have to pay after the first year. So you get a whole year's worth of service for free. And then after that service, if you're like, you know what, I don't really like the AI feature, I'm not using it or whatever, it's still a great little mini recording device. Like I say, I mean, I'm somebody who's always thinking of song ideas and lyrics and things like that. So if this thing is just stuck to the back of my phone, or even, I don't know, my backpack or something like that, pop this up, and then when I want to, I could just sync it up with my phone, because the app works really good. So the subscription is basically for transcription, ChatGPT powered voice recorder. So you get a 1-year unlimited transcription, 64 gigs of memory on here, record 140 languages transcription. Now, this would have come in handy a couple of years ago, because I was working with a China partner in Shenzhen, and sometimes the communication was a little rough. I don't really have anybody that I'm working with anymore that speaks another language, but hey, look, translation instant on this thing, man. You just let them speak into it and it'll translate it for you. So that's pretty cool. Like, the big key for this is that you can turn your thoughts into action. And let's take a look at the app. So real quickly, inside of the package was the actual device itself. It's a great looking device. And here's that switch thing. So you switch it like that, and you'll see that it's red right there, and it says call now. And then you switch it back over here, and it's record. And then the back of it, and that right there is magnetic for your connection to charge it. And if you want to plug it into a computer, so you actually will see it as a hard drive when you plug it into the computer, so that's cool. And even when the case is on, you can still put that on, so I like that quite a bit. So yeah, you get this USB cable, and you get this little thing right here, which you would stick onto the case if your phone did not have MagSafe. And then this, that is standard USB to USB-C. All right, so let's just go ahead and open up the app. And you'll see that mine opens right up to, it's already, been connected. So it's syncing the data. Up here at the top, that's connected. So you can go through and look at that, your battery, your recording mode. What's the note right here? Yep, that means that we're in note mode or call mode, and it tells you what those are. And of course, you've got all that information there. And if you needed to connect a device, you could do it right up there at the top. So say you had this thing sitting in your living room, you were upstairs, and you wanted to record what was going on down there. You just hit that, start recording, and hit that. And now it is recording. So just as easy as that. Then when you're done, you'll hit pause, save, and it's too short, it's not saved, so you get the point. Under My, you can actually see when you recorded and things like that. It tells you you're a max member. The next reset is 11/1/26, so that's telling me that I have a subscription for that long. And you don't have to do it after that. If you want to continue with it, you'd have to pay for your subscription, which I'm not exactly sure how much that is. You got recording settings, and you've got your battery meter, reformatting the device, factory reset, firmware upgrade, and let's see, back to file. All right, so let's just check this one out. All right, recorded this morning, just testing it out. If I wanted to get the actual transcription of it, there it is. This is minutes, like a summary here, and it tells you that it's meeting minutes and all of that. You can actually edit that and add your location and participants and all of that. And then you've got a mind map on here. That's pretty cool, all right? Mind maps are auto-generated from the summaries. You can delete them, speed it up, crop it, and all that kind of stuff in there. So that's nice. And then you can actually just save them right to your phone, or you can transfer them to your computer by plugging it into the computer. Yeah, so I know this may not be completely comprehensive coverage of what this thing can do, because I really have not discovered fully what it can do for me. But I could definitely see using this for song ideas. If I'm traveling, I could be able to translate conversations. If I needed to record a phone conversation, like if I had some legal things going on or something like that, you still have to tell them that they're being recorded, technically. But, you could record your phone calls, or maybe you just wanted to record your phone calls and transcribe them for later use and for you to go through and check them all out. But yeah, I tell you what, it's pretty cool. And definitely a far cry from the cheap voice memo recorders. Can do a whole lot more. If for some reason in the future this thing does something that makes me go, whoa, then I'll do a follow-up video on it. But yeah, that's about as comprehensive as I can get right now for the Umevo Note AI voice recorder. You can find them on their website, which is umevo.ai, which I'll put a link down in the description too. And I'll put a link down there for the Amazon link so you can check it out for yourself. At $1.49, that might be exactly what you're looking for. Especially if someone's stepping out on you, man. I tell you what, you could really squeeze this thing into a lot of different locations, like inside of a car or, somebody's bag or something like that. Not telling you to do that, but it would be useful for that. Well, I just want to thank you so much for your support here in the channel. Likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, always very important to my channel. So if you like what you see, hit that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, there's a red subscribe button down there and notification bell. Click both of those. You'll get notifications when I upload new videos. Well, we're coming up to the end of the year. I think I have one more guitar video in me before Christmas, so stick around for that. And that's going to do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.